Hello, welcome to a new video. In this video we are going to do a natural language processing project. I took the dataset from Kaggle which contains information about tweets at corona time. I'm going to leave its link, so if you want to apply the codes that you see in the video, you can download it. We have 5 sentiments labeled in our data which are extremely negative, negative, neutral, positive and extremely positive. We are going to try to predict these classes. I'm going to use Google Colab as code editor. You can reach to it from Google Drive. That's all for the introduction. See you in the coding part. Welcome to the coding part of the video. In this part we will do the analysis of our dataset and then we will train a classification model for classifying the tweets. At the end we are going to create a new tweet and try to predict its sentiment. Now we can start. We will start by importing pandas. Now we are going to turn our data into pandas data frame by using read CSV. Let's see the first 5 entry by head method from pandas. We can see that we have username, screen name, location, tweet time, original tweet and sentiment information in our dataset. We have numeric values in username, screen name and categorical in location, original tweet and sentiment. We can remove punctuations and links from the original tweet column, or we can do other NLP operations, but I am not going to do any of them and I will keep it simple in this video. Let's see how many rows we have in our data. I'm going to use a print line and take the first index of shape. We can see that the number of rows in the data is more than 40,000. Let's get the information about the data. We will use the info method for this. We can see entry count, columns, data type and memory usage information from here. Let's get some information about the location of the tweets. We are going to use value counts for seeing how many tweets are sent from cities. We can see that London has the highest value. Now let's get the value counts for the sentiments we have. We have 5 crosses once again. We can also see it from here. The leader is positive sentiment here, and we have the extremely negative less. Let's make this information visual. We are going to plot this. Seems nice. Now let's talk about this code. We plotted the value counts and set the chart as bar. We set the title and figure size, cover and X label. Now we can see the information visual. Let's also do the same type of visualization with Seaborn. You can pick one for this task. I want to also show this because you maybe like this one and you want to use this. We are going to use count plot now from Seaborn. We can also change y with x for having horizontal or vertical bar charts. It really depends on your preference. We used count plot and set the column that we want to counts of. We set our data, face cover, line width, and edge cover. I generally prefer Seaborn or Plotly on bar charts. Now let's get all of our columns. We are going to drop the ones that we are not going to use in our model. We are only going to use original tweet and sentiment from here. Let's drop others. Let's see how the data looks now. Seems nice. Let's see if we have any null values. We are going to use isNull and sum together for this. We don't have any. Let's check for the duplicates. And we don't have any duplicated rows. In datasets like this, it is important to note that strings can be empty. They don't get caught by isNull because it is not null. It's a string but it can be blank. Think of an online form and ask question. If you submit your answer without writing it, that means it is going to be empty. We can write a for loop for detecting rows like this. I'm firstly going to create the loop and after that we will talk about it. We firstly created an empty list with the name of blanks. We set for each element in data's original tweet column. If the row is empty, append that row to the list. If space returns the true when strings is empty. By this type of code, we can detect empty strings. Now we will print the blanks list for checking if we have any in this dataset. Our list is still empty, which means we don't have any that type of string in our dataset. Now we will set x and y. Okay, now normally I would go with the label encoder, but we can train a model without using the encoder. Let's split our data. By setting training and test data, we can evaluate the model performances. We will use train test split from sklearn. Okay, by test size here we set that the percentage of the data is going to be in the test set. Now let's import the libraries for classification task. We imported linear support vector classifier, pipeline, and TF-IDF vectorizer from sklearn. Let's set our pipeline. Okay, now we are going to fit the model with our training data. How this pipeline is going to work is, it is firstly going to vectorize the text, which means it is going to let us use it in model. Then it is going to classify. Now it's time to see how this model performs. I'm going to import accuracy score, confusion matrix, and confusion matrix display. After that, I will set the predictions inside a variable. We are going to predict classes using xtest, and we are going to compare the estimated labels with the actual ones, which is ytest. Now we can get the accuracy score of our model. Remember that since we have 5 classes, it is not that easy to reach really high accuracy scores. If the prediction is positive and actual label is extremely positive, it still counts as non-true prediction. 0.55. Okay, we got our accuracy score. It's good for 5 classes. Let's see the confusion matrix. We can also make this information visual. Let's use confusion matrix display for this task. Now it is much easier to see the true and predicted labels. Now for the last task, we are going to create a new tweet and we will try to predict its sentiment. Let's create a really positive tweet here. We created the tweet, I am very happy in the COVID process. I hope we will work remotely after this pandemic. Now we are going to try to predict its sentiment. The expected prediction is extremely positive. Let's see the result. The result is just like we wanted. That was all for this project. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.